Thank you very much for joining me. It's quite humbling to see so many people come out and turn and listen to my story. I moved over here at the age of 27. I decided enough was enough. I owned a house back in the UK with my ex-girlfriend, jumped on a plane, left her, left the car, left the house, left the dog. I didn't know what the hell I was going to do. I landed up on the, well, that's a lie. I landed up in Sydney first. Any Sydney-siders? Yep, I lived in Manly for a while. Manly's, you're from Manly? There you go. Manly's a pretty cool place, but it gets cold in winter. So I travelled up to Cairns, travelled all the way down the coast, and I got to the Gold Coast. And like every good backpacker, you stay on the Gold Coast because it's pretty cool. Then I fell into the sales world. Firstly, I fell into a little bit of work at Pacific Fair. I was working in a bit of retail, and that's where I kind of got a little bit of a grasp for the art and maybe the craft and the science behind selling. I got offered a bit of a lifeline from a guy that worked in a call center. That guy is now my business partner. This one here, Mr. Jack Corbett. He said, you can spin some stuff, you can talk, people like you. Why don't you do some over the phone sales? Has anybody worked in a call center before? It's fun, isn't it? No, like a reflex. No, it is not fun. Anyway, I did it. I didn't have any other options. I fell into this call center, $300 a day, 298 times a day. I was getting told to off in no uncertain terms. Yeah, that resonate? That's not fun. That's demoralizing. The reality was I wasn't very good at it. Nobody enjoys something they're not good at. I got to a bit of a crossroads. It was either, do I go back to the UK? I had $2 to my name. I was sleeping on a bathroom floor. Do I go back to the UK with my tail between my legs and go back to engineering? Or do I dig in and try and figure out what the hell goes on within the minds of people that want to buy something? I started studying body language, emotional intelligence, neuro-linguistic programming, behavioral science, anything based around the psychology of buying behaviors or inspiring people to want to take action fast. What do you think happened? Did I get better? I learned. What do you think happened to me on the board? I went from number 21 to number 1 in 5 weeks. 5 weeks. So nobody here can tell me you cannot learn something fast if you truly dedicate yourself to it. I had a why. I didn't want to go back to England. I worked my way up to sales manager. I was earning some really, really good money. The way that it was ran behind the scenes, I didn't agree with. It wasn't morally and ethically aligned with who I was. The clients weren't getting the support that I wanted them to get, and I wanted to do it a different way. So I changed my whole sales methodology. I don't hide behind it. I didn't know what a boiler room was. If you don't know what a boiler room is, it's basically a room full of people pounding the phones, just smashing people, trying to take money off them. I was very naive to it. Once I started to see behind the scenes, I was like, no, there has to be a better way. I dragged Jack out of retirement. 2014, we created ISR with the sole mission to change the perception of sales around the globe and prove that you don't need to lie, bully, and manipulate to make a sale. We now had runs on the board. Then we decided to approach these guys. It is called Shark Tank over here. Shark Tank is an entrepreneurial TV show. You go on there, you have 90 seconds to pitch them, and then you've got to negotiate the hell and see if they will invest into your business. Who believes they have an elevator pitch 60 to 90 seconds long that they could present to 3 to 5 investors that are worth over $3 billion and get them to go, I want to invest in your business? Anybody believe they've got an elevator pitch strong enough to do that? No? Okay, I'm going to give you 5 steps in a little while on how you can create that elevator pitch. The first thing you are selling is what? Yourself. So we live behind what we call the 300% rule of value. If you want to go into business or approach investors or you're talking to potential prospects, you should always remember the 300% rule of value. It's based around 3 metrics: your product, yourself, so M, so it's PMC, so myself, and company. Product, myself, company. So you should always be looking to lend value to one of those areas. So every single word that leaves your mouth must lend value to product, yourself, or company. If it does not, do not say it. If it does not, do not put it on social media. If it does not, do not put it on your website. You are wasting your prospects' time. I am really, really transparent. You're going to see this. I'm going to literally tell you how I've been subliminally planting seeds over the course of this evening. Alrighty, let's talk about this journey. I remember October 2017, Jack, my business partner, said to me, what do you think about going on Shark Tank? If I said to you right now, do you want to stand up here and pitch your business to everybody else, does that give some people a level of anxiety like never before? It used to be like that for me. So when Jack said to me, hey, do you want to go on Shark Tank? What do you think I did? Not a chance. He goes, I've kind of already applied. Now, I got back to them way too late and they told me I didn't have time to do my police checks, I didn't have time to do my psychiatric testing. So I wasn't allowed to go in at the start. So I was like, all right, well, it is what it is. That's the perfect scenario for me. Don't have to be on TV. Jack was in there for about 45 minutes. So bearing in mind, you've got a 60 to 90 second elevator pitch first, which I'm gonna help you guys write in a second. And then he kept them going for 45 minutes. And then they came, one of the runners. Do you know what a runner is in TV? It's literally a runner. They just run everywhere. So they ran, came and get me, says, Ryan, Steve Baxter said he wants to see you because if there's a business partner with 50% equity in the business, he wants to meet the other one as well. And I'm like, no, I haven't done my police checks. I don't think I can go on TV. They're like, well, Steve said, so you got to go in there. I went in, first thing they said was, Jack, don't say another word. And they asked me all the same questions they asked Jack. Why did they do that? See if Jack was full of sugar. Correct. They just wanted to validate all the facts and figures and they wanted to know that both of us were on top of our numbers. One tip, if I can give you guys one tip about going towards investors, approaching investors, know your numbers, know your metrics, know how many leads are coming in every single day, know what your conversion rate is, know where those leads are coming in, know what your cost per acquisition is, know what your margin is, know what your gross profit is. If you don't know all of that, there's no way you're ever going to get somebody to invest in your business. Luckily, Jack and I know all that. We ended up being in the tank for about 2.5 hours with these guys. Now, these guys are ruthless. We got told categorically by Glenn, right on the far end, this one here. Glenn owns Green Cross Vets, so he took Green Cross Vets from 1 to 140 in a very short amount of time. He said categorically, I am not collaborating with any of those. We're good negotiators. We got all three of them. So we got Steve, Andrew and Glenn invest into our board. We released 30% equity in our business. Now, a lot of people will say to me, why did you give away 30% of your business? Did I give away 30% of my business? What did I do? What did you say there? I invested 30% of my business into 3 of the brightest minds that Australia has ever produced. We are the only business in the whole of Australia in 4 seasons of Shark Tank to secure 3 investors and keep 3 investors. That's the key, keeping them. Because 92% of deals that get made on the show don't actually go all the way through due diligence. We had to train them using our digital training program. It increased their revenue by 21% in 6 weeks. He said, now I'm in. So although what you see on TV is, yep, sounds good, great, I'm in, that ain't what happens. Afterwards, that's when the hard work starts. If you're in startup or you've got a business idea, you should be formulating an idea of who your target market is, your client avatar. Have we heard that phrase before? Has anybody not heard of client avatar? Client avatar is your perfect client. So don't tell me that your product helps everyone. Something that helps everyone helps no one. You need to be able to zone in. So my name is Ryan Tuckwood. I'm CEO, co-founder of ISR Training. Now, every single day, I'm pretty fortunate that I get to work with entrepreneurs, business owners, and sales professionals. That's my second part. So I've gone 3 different categories. So think of 3 different avatars or types of people that you help. Get specific with it. Because what I should have done just then, when I've gone business owners, entrepreneurs, and sales professionals, if you're in the right environment, you all should have gone, oh, he helps me. I love helping people communicate their message and increasing their revenue because I can do 1 training session with you and you can get results next call. That gives me more of a buzz. That's what I really, really enjoy doing. Curiosity. Your elevator pitch should induce curiosity. Yeah? So at the end of your elevator pitch, you're not giving them everything. You just want them to go, how? How do you increase revenue in businesses? What do you mean ethical sales training? Those words don't go together. I go, well, I'll tell you what, I haven't got time to go through it right now. Do you want to go for a coffee tomorrow and I'll explain to you? What have I now created? A lead. All right, so now we've identified who our target market is. We need to tell them the problem you solve. Is it fair to say you should only start a business if it's going to solve a problem? Yeah? If it doesn't solve a problem, what's the point? There's no market demand for it, what's the point? Nobody wakes up wanting sales training. I didn't even want to be in the industry. But they do wake up frustrated that they've got a long sales cycle, their average transaction value is too low, their conversion rate is really low. They want to increase it all. They want to reduce their sales cycle, increase their average transaction value, and increase their conversions. So what problems do we solve for people? Shout some problems that we solve at me, be brave. Get people out of debt, nice. Basic life skills, so social skills or confidence or? Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So you work with, so every single day I'm fortunate to work with teens that are struggling to find work or struggling to have the confidence to actually go out to an interview and perform to the best of their ability. Perfect, awesome. What that should have said to me is, that used to be me. How do you do that? Like, I'm intrigued. Like, do you have people that we can help? All of a sudden, there's a potential business relationship there because she could communicate what she did. Does that make sense? Yeah? C, clarify why you do it. Clarify why you do it. What is the point of your business? The reason we started ISR is because I was frustrated with all the 1980s regurgitated sales tactics that were teaching me to lie, bully, and manipulate to make sales. Didn't sit well with me. What have you just learnt about me in that sentence? I'm an ethic. Who said that? I like that. I'm an expert in my field. I became obsessed with it. I was frustrated with being trained like this. It didn't sit well with me. It wasn't morally and ethically aligned with who I am. So I've obsessed for the last 9 years over everything: sales, negotiation, body language, blah, blah, blah. Do you want to deal with somebody that's an expert in their field? So when I tell you I have obsessed over something, does that suggest that maybe I'm an expert in my field? I know what I'm doing. And when I tell you that we've coached over 4,000 people in 150 different industries and the product or service doesn't matter, what have I just said to you? I can help you. You need to be able to quantify how you can help somebody in one sentence, because you don't have time. It's called an elevator pitch for a reason. How long do you have to talk to somebody in an elevator? If you're like us and you get the office on the ground floor, buggered. You'll stand outside, just keep shouting stuff in as they're going past. All right, so elevator pitch, you've got 15 to 60 seconds. The last part, so you clarify why you do it, because we want to attach an emotion to it. Write this down as well. Most people know this, but write it down anyway. People buy on emotion and they justify on logic. People buy on emotion and they justify on logic. There's a slight caveat to it, but I'll give you a really simple example of that, and Jess will validate this for me. My wife loves buying shoes. I don't mind buying shoes as well. My wardrobe's probably as big as hers, to be fair. She will come home, she'll say, hey, I brought some new shoes. I'll go, fantastic, how much were they? She'll say, they were half price. Okay, exactly right. So I brought two. No, so, well, hold on, that's not what I asked you. I said, how much were they? She goes, oh, half price. Like, I would have been losing money if I didn't buy them. It doesn't make sense. So she's got a blue pair of the other colors that she's got now, exactly the same style, because she got emotionally attached to them first. She turned it over, it said 50% off, and the logic pushed her over the line. Yeah? The price pushed her over the line. Even though it could have been $1,000, it was still 50% off. Still a good deal. They wouldn't be, I wouldn't let her do that. Who am I kidding? She does what she wants.
She looks cute.
She looks cute, she does. All right, so you need to clarify why you do it. So why did you start your business in the first place? Was there a crunch point, like me? Was there a time when you were sleeping on a bathroom floor on a lilo with $2 in your name and you went, enough is enough? Because when you're communicating to your market, they want to buy into your mission. All right, so you need to tell them why you decided to start your business. If you don't own the business, tell them why you decided to join the organization. What did you like about the vision, the mission, the values of the company you're about to join? And the last bit, hook them with the best bit. And the best thing about our training is not only have we coached over 4,000 people in over 150 different industries, but we've got an average increase in revenue of 41%. What about you? So what's the best thing? Why should I do business with you guys? What separates you from the crowd? So not only is our training available digitally 24/7, 365 on our online program called the Swish Academy, but we also do face-to-face boot camps if you prefer that more personal touch. What about you? So I've got two hooks. So depending on what audience you've got in front of you. So are you putting something to the market more efficient and more effective than anybody else? Don't tell me it's the cheapest. I don't want to know that. It might be more cost effective. Remove some other words from your language as well. There's no price, there's no cost, there's no fee. If you've got any of that on your website, remove it. It's an investment. Everything is an investment because you see an ROI on an investment. Alrighty, so what you should now have is your name. You should be able to tell people who your target market is, the problem you solve for them, why you do it. Did you see somebody struggling, or was somebody in your family struggling, or have you gone through it personally and you decided you could do it better? And then the best thing about your business that separates you from the market. Now, please remember, this is only in that order because it allowed me to create an acronym called PITCH. So it doesn't need to be in that order. And the reality is you're not going to get an opportunity like I did to stand in front of a room and just go bleh. You stand in a lift and you start doing that at somebody, you watch them get out 4 floors early. Yeah? So what you need to be able to do is bank all of this information, you memorize it, and you're just organically just going to drop it into conversation, the same way I did with the first 10 points about me before we even got into 20 minutes of this evening. Yeah? So just learn that off by heart. So I might start. So what is it you do for a living? Yeah, perfect. Well, I actually broke away in 2014. I started a business to change the perception of sales around the globe. I was frustrated, Frustrated. So many old school sales tactics out there. That's just organic, just through conversation. Dialogue is the highest form of persuasion. Yeah, dialogue is the highest form of persuasion. I think that's about it. Sorry I went a bit over.
No, this is fantastic.
Oh.
Does anyone know how many elevator pitches he did in that hour and a half?
Oh, too many.
Anyone with maths?
Thank you guys, really appreciate it. Thank you.